Hello.
Hey!
I'm so glad you're here.
Me too.
Do you know how excited I have been about this? Like we planned this probably 2 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I have been looking forward to this so much. It's had me looking through old photos because we are
Mm-hmm.
old friends. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to introduce to you one of my best friends on the planet from 10th grade,
Mm-hmm.
Amber freaking
I
Govan.
love that you said it like that. Thank you for
Welcome,
having me. I'm
Amber.
really happy to be here.
Oh my gosh, I'm just so thankful that you're here, and the way that you first said yes, that you would come on, and second, she sent me notes this morning, written pen to paper. I love pen to paper. Everyone's using like cyber and like
Mm.
laptops and iPads,
I'm not
and she
I'm not
sent
there
me
yet.
no, because we're the exact same age, and
Mhm.
she sent me a torn piece of notebook paper with notes from my podcast. Like, she's not one of my best friends. And the way that you have like taken it seriously has made my absolute she has her notebook paper.
I do.
Amber.
Yes.
Well, we call her Burr, so we might have to go back to Burr. Burr, uh I kind of like to start my shows with my friends with the first question, which is, where did we meet? And so I've tried to really think on that for the
Me
past
too.
week. You
Same.
have,
Yeah.
we don't really have the finest memories.
It's the
Um,
worst.
I'm not our memories, not our physical memories. Our physical memories are from the manna of heaven. Our capacity to recall is not the greatest.
Like it's worse than not the greatest. It's
It's
so bad that I pray for it. I pray for it to be
if
better.
If I had some, I'd pour it out, but it's only 1:00, and I don't. I did think about having a glass of wine or whatever with you in the evening, and then you said 1:00, and then we're going to get into a topic a little later, and so it was just ended up being to where we don't have something to pour out our
Right, but
memories.
I do have my loaded tea here, not to be confused with a twisted tea, but a loaded tea full of
And
nutrients.
this crispy Diet Coke from McDonald's does not have vodka in it because it is not
Awesome.
pandemic. It's a non-pandemic crispy Diet Coke from McDonald's.
And that's the only thing
You,
you got from McDonald's, right?
yes,
Okay.
that's all I get. Drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Drinks. And we'll talk
Okay.
about that in a minute too. She's
Yep.
referring to my abstinence from fast food coming up on my 8-month anniversary.
Mm-hmm. I have an 8-month anniversary of something too that we'll talk about later.
Can you remember? I mean, I know what building we were in.
I don't even know
And I
that.
know well, I mean, wouldn't we have been in school?
Yeah.
Do you think, or not? Or
You
church?
definitely in school. And I'm pretty sure it was 10th grade.
But it could have been church.
Yeah, it could have been
Because we did
church.
go to the same. So we did go to the same church. We were in the same youth group.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to the same high school. I was captain of the basketball team. Amber was.
Captain of the dance
Describe your
squad.
outfit. Describe your outfit.
Right now? This one?
No.
Oh, the one that I wore back in high school?
Yes, and we're going to post that picture.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It's very silvery,
And
hence the
called
name The Silvers.
Silvers.
And I think I still fit in it to this day, actually.
I bet you do. Do you mind, for the marketing of this podcast, donning it and sending some pictures? And
Okay.
if you want to take it a step further, because I know you do,
Of
if
course.
you want to send just a few clips of you remaking some of your favorite moments. Do you remember when I put it on? You didn't describe it yet, but do you remember when I put it on?
I do.
We have pictures.
I don't have those pictures, but
It's a sequined leotard,
mm-hmm.
right?
It's a metallic leotard, sleeveless metallic leotard that is,
Yes.
you cannot breathe in it at all, even if you have room
Mm-mm.
in it.
Mm-mm.
And then it's a sequined crop top like thing that goes
Mm-hmm.
over the top
Mm-hmm.
and stops right
Mm-hmm.
here. And then
Mm-hmm.
the skirt is the metallic part around your waist, but then
Mm-hmm.
sequin strips that
Yes.
flappity
Big,
all around.
big, like gladiator strips almost,
That's a
huh?
great way to describe it. Yes.
Thank you, my love. And then when I moved to Texas early on, I moved to Texas when I was still 17, and all these girls were wearing these white boots. So in my
Mhm.
head, you wore white boots, but I bet you didn't.
I didn't wear white boots, but
Y'all didn't
I
wear white
wish we would have.
boots.
I wish we would
But
have.
everyone here, every single dance team in Texas wears white boots. Do you know that?
Yeah, and all the
From
dance
like
teams,
TikTok and stuff?
they wear white boots now at Central.
They do.
Yeah.
So it did
Hmm.
flood over,
Oh
but
yeah,
y'all wore like, did y'all wear like nude jazz shoes?
pretty much. I think you remember this
Do you
better than I
love that
do.
I know.
I love, I love
Do
it.
you love that I know that part?
I love it. And we had, and to your point, we had sequined, what do you call that? Like leg warmer type things, but that just went around your ankle. And then a
Yeah.
sequined hand thing,
Mhm.
hand glove.
Yes.
So anytime we did our movements, everything was
Yep.
flashy
Yep.
and silver.
Mhm. Yep.
So,
Yep, and one of her best friends was co-captain with her, and one of my
mhm.
best friends was captain of the cheerleader team. And so we kind of just had like the whole we weren't just like niche group. We just kind of Amber and I kind of joined groups. Don't you feel like?
Yeah, I just hopped around. I
Oh,
pretty much followed you around everywhere.
I was
Remember,
just
I was
just
really
think
shy. I was so shy in high school. I just,
you
I,
weren't.
see, people say that I wasn't, but in my body and brain, I was
Really?
sickly shy.
Well, yeah, but you were the captain of the dance team.
Yeah, I
That's
know
not very shy.
you say that,
But
but it
but
that's what I'd use to get out of my shyness, I guess. I don't know.
it's funny that you say, "I just followed you around," because in my recollection, I would have just said that. I just followed you around. However, we were connected at the hip. Like,
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
were together every second. I'm jumping
Yep.
ahead kinda in the memories, but senior year or junior year, I'm not sure. Senior year, we did get out of school around 10 o'clock
Ten
for some
ten.
reason. 10:10.
Because we only had to
And
take 4 classes, and our
mhm,
seventh hour was our
was our
dancing
4th
and basketball.
basketball.
So we got to leave after
So
third.
we would go to school. We would get out at 10:10. I drove a purple Ford Ranger,
Hmm. Hmm.
and we would get out at 10:10. She would get in my truck. She had spent the night before. She was at my home the entire school year, whether it was a Tuesday, a Wednesday. She would have spent the night. We'd have gotten ready, gone to school, got
Hmm.
in the car at 10:10, went
Hmm.
home. What did we do?
Eat, nap,
And nap.
nap,
We napped. I even remember us getting in trouble when we stopped napping.
napping.
We tried to be social and go do stuff, and my mom's like, "You need your sleep." And so
Yeah.
we were
Hmm.
forced to nap for
Hmm.
like 3 hours, and then we
Hmm.
would just rise from the dead, crawl back to my Ranger, and then go back to the school barefoot, holding our shoes.
Hmm. Every
And
day.
I remember every single day, I remember my dad being like, "Where's Burr?" And I'm like,
Mhm.
"She doesn't live here," but it was true. You should have been there.
Pretty much
But
was. Yeah.
that's why I wanted this episode to be on. To me, we have always been sisters more than friends
Mhm.
because we could argue, we could be ugly. We didn't have to walk on eggshells around each
Mhm.
other. We just said whatever the hell we wanted to.
Mhm. Do you remember the time I plucked your eyebrows?
No, did I get frustrated with you? Did I?
Yeah. Yeah,
We
a
were,
little bit.
y'all,
You
we
must
were
have blocked
so,
it from your memory because it was must have
I
been
block,
traumatic.
I block everything.
Okay.
We had a third and a fourth, Beth and Colleen,
Mhm.
And it was we rolled 4 deep. There was a long season where we all 4 lived at Colleen's house.
Mhm.
But whenever it was 3 of us, whether it was me, Amber, and Colleen, or me, Amber, and Beth, Amber would sit in the center and I would push the clutch and she would shift. I didn't even have to hit.
Pretty much had to. That's how small the truck was. Like whoever was sitting in the middle had to shift.
Because I couldn't reach down in there. That's inappropriate. And she's me. She's like 5'11", just like me.
Mhm.
And so I would drive and she would have 2 hands on the stick shift and she
Mhm.
would be shifting my truck. And it's one of
Yep.
my favorite.
Mm.
It's one of my favorite memories. But we got to do youth. We got to do school together, everything we did together, including we started, and this is going to get our parents canceled,
Sweet.
but we did start dating 2 adult best friends.
Mm-hmm. In our junior year.
Just a minute, let's just take a moment.
Let's think about that. Yeah. They were
Let's take a moment.
way older. But that
older.
That kind of brings me into that cute little story I was wanting to tell you about. It's perfect transition. You go
I have to
first.
tell you something after that. No,
Oh.
don't let me forget it though. You go.
Okay. So I had a garage sale. If that's the only thing I've posted on my Facebook in probably months is, hey, I'm having a garage sale. But Andy Causey's parents walk up, and I hadn't remembered them.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. I hadn't remembered them.
Because y'all live in the same subdivision.
Correct. And we got to talking.
And fun fact, I was born in that subdivision.
Oh, how did I know?
Down the street from them.
Okay.
Very
okay.
end.
So we got to talking and then realizing who everybody was, and they left, and about an hour later she comes back, and I forgot her name. Miss Judy. Okay. Miss Judy comes back by herself and says, I have the weirdest story to tell you. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So
because we did spend time at their house.
See, I don't remember any of that. So this is where you're gonna come in and help me out with this.
Okay.
She says, did you go to prom with Rodney? And I said, no, but my best friend Jessie went with Rodney, and I went with Rodney's best friend our junior year. James, right. And so we got to talking. She says, I think I have something of yours. And I'm like, what?
I don't like this story very much. Is
No,
it not a good story?
It's a great story. I think it's a great story. I don't know. Well, okay. So help me.
Is it your underwear? My head went to your underwear.
No,
right
no, baby.
away.
No, baby. Okay. That was way later. Okay. Okay.
I'm uncomfortable for some reason.
I was too. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like,
me too.
Like, what did I do that I am not even remembering? Okay. What did I do at Andy's parents' house? So all this is going through my head. I'm about to vomit, like, and my fiance.
In trouble.
And my exactly. Like, hello, are you mad at me? My fiance is sitting right there listening to this whole story. And I'm like, like vomit's coming up. Like I'm it's about to happen. And she's like, I think I have something of yours. And I swallowed the spit that was coming, and she said
25 years later.
25 or 6 years later. She says, y'all came over to my house and took pictures. Yeah. I don't remember that.
And we went and ate dinner. We ate dinner there.
She said that too. How did the dinner and the pictures completely escape my mind? But it did. All I remember, it's just why, but so great. So she said, I think that this is yours. And she handed me a real silver ring that like you wear on your thumb because it's like a big fat, and I wish I had it. I forgot to bring it with me.
Is it yours?
So my first thought was my memory is so horrible and I want to punch myself in the face because I cannot remember if this ring is mine, and I didn't want to break her heart, but I felt like it was probably my mom's or yours. So I just kind of was like, oh my gosh, like, thank you so much. She said, I have been holding on to this for 25 or 26 years, and I couldn't sleep tonight without coming back and talking to you about it. So she feels
What in
very
the
strongly
world
that it's one of ours,
that
and
it's
I think it
yours?
probably is, but I
Well,
don't remember
what's
it.
weird
I
well,
don't
what's
remember the
weird the only thing weird about that is we spent so much time over there after that, like 20, 30 of us at a time. And so for her to know it's yours, she'd have to, because there are so many girls that went through, because our whole crew was
That's
friends with the three brothers, Andy, Josh, and Joe. And
right.
so we were always over there. And so for her to pinpoint this one person 26 years ago, what I mean is she has that house. Like, it's the
Right.
house that everyone goes to,
Mhm.
but that is insane. I wanna see a picture of it,
I'm gonna
and
send it as soon as I get to it.
I can't, because 'cause I'll be able to remember that it's yours. I'll be like, "Yeah, that's yours." But my thing that I was gonna tell you, what was that one where Giovanni Ribisi and Juliette Lewis, they played, mentally handicapped, and they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and she asks him she's like, "How much do you" they're thinking about, having a relationship, and she's like, "How much do you weigh?" Do you remember?
No. I don't remember that.
I'll I'll have to cut this so you don't know it, but we went to the beach the other night. I don't know what I dreamed, but in the same fashion, I just woke up and texted Ro, who was my guy of the two,
Mhm.
and I just text, "How old are you?" Like, I don't know what I dreamed about, but I woke up fighting mad. I was like,
Mm.
I don't understand why. Like, we need to tell everyone that my brother was almost 4 years older. He was
Mhm.
my best friend. My friends were his friends were mine. We were in
Mhm.
youth groups, so we all were together. It wasn't anything like, why's your big brother here, or why's your little sister here? It never was like that. Wherever Jacob was, Jess was. Wherever Jess was, Jacob was.
Mm.
So these two boys were Jacob's friends, but not at the time.
Mhm.
I'm realizing. So,
Mhm.
anyways, I guess we should, well, before getting our parents canceled, say that we would have been 16,
Yep. 16.
and Rose said they were 19.
That's correct.
I don't think it's awful.
That.
I don't think it's awful. I just have two 16-year-olds right now. Both my middle
Mhm.
girls are 16. And so thinking about them dating 17, 18, or 19 is just not really it's really just not what I had planned today. Like, it's not
Nope.
I need to check my planner, but I don't I don't think that is in any of my plans. So it was
Mm-mm.
just a different time. We're talking about 25 years ago. Everybody says is a different time.
Mhm.
How do you feel about that?
I agree. It was a different time, but like that's easy for me to say. When you say that to your kids, they're like, "Oh, they every it I don't want to hear
W-
that, or but it really
But why
was,
why
you
did
know,
our parents condone it?
because they were great, awesome guys,
That
and I
true.
that
True.
and they felt safe with us with
Mhm.
them.
Mhm.
Um and they were respectful, and they earned I feel like they earned our parents' respect, and by our parents, your parents, because my parents
Yeah.
just went along with whatever your parents said.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
your parents
Yeah.
approved, my parents approved.
We were at my house a bunch.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think I woke up the other day and I was like, the hell that happened. I don't know what dealings I had done in my sleep, but I texted I texted him and I was like,
Maybe it was your panties.
maybe my panties.
Mm.
Whose Miss Judy, whose panties were there?
Whose panties are these? Like what? That's what I was freaking out about.
um, you have some big life changes happening right now. So you want to just like
Humongous.
reach in the jar and pick
And pull one out.
your yeah,
Well,
pick it, like, reach in the jar and pick one and pull it out, and let's talk about it if you want to.
okay. Well, the
Alright.
first one is this one. Like,
Yeah, you said that a minute ago.
would you look at that? Like,
Yeah, you
it,
said that if you're listening and not watching, she is showing me the biggest, prettiest ring I've ever seen, and she has not told me about it because she went for shock factor, and
yep.
joke's on her because I peed, but you can't see my seat.
Woo, that's
You
good.
can only I kept it. This was Stone Cold Steve Austin. My chair is soaked because I peed.
Sorry. It's it was for the wow factor. And
I know you, and you
also,
got me. You got me. Congratulations, my love
thank
of my
you.
life.
Thank you.
I want to hear whatever you're willing to tell us about that there ring.
Well, it's I feel like Beyonce, like
Yeah,
I feel
you
like I'm a
should.
celebrity.
You
It's the
are.
prettiest thing have ever put on my
It
body.
looks
I'm
like
super
you.
happy. Thank you.
Mhm.
It
We want
feels
you to
like
be
it me,
happy.
yeah. So to the people listening, this is kind of a deep dive into the reason I didn't shout it from the rooftops necessarily this time is because it's my fourth time. So
Well,
let's just go ahead
well,
and put that right out there.
yeah,
I married. Go ahead.
let's take that off the table. What if we decided right then? What if we like hands in made a pact that right then when you said it's my fourth time is the last time you ever say that in your entire life?
Already thought it. Already have said it to myself. Already all those things. So
Like a nice
yes.
turning of the page
Hmm.
because I know you and I know where your head goes and I just think you're doing I'm watching you. I'm watching you do all of the right things. And sure, to put a little blanket silly statement like this is the fourth one, but you would have to take the next 19 hours to get to a spot where people were like, oh, okay. Uh,
At least
yes.
19.
And
Mhm.
so I am so happy for you. Fuck saying it's your fourth time. It's your time. Like, I am
Well,
so proud
exactly.
of you. I'm so proud of you. I
Thank
cannot
you.
wait to meet this person. We're
Mhm.
coming down at the end of May and
Yay.
hopefully coming down for Jack's graduation, my nephew. And hopefully I can meet this lovely, beautiful person, or y'all need to come up here. But all I've ever
Either way.
wanted for you, baby, is for you to be happy and healthy and Bryson to be healthy and happy. And I'm watching you and you're killing it.
Mm,
And
thank
you need
you.
to claim that. I know that you are, but if perchance you weren't, I want to get
Mm.
ahead of that.
Well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that because you're right. It would take
Yeah, I
at
am.
least 24 hours
Mm-hmm.
to go through all of that, and it it's not to be taken lightly. Like I did make a joke about it being the fourth one, but when you think about in terms of baseball, you don't
You don't.
score until you
You
get to the
don't.
fourth base. So
You don't. And if you, I mean, in the same breath, am I stuck on second base? And is second base where I want to be?
mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
mm,
I will live
so
on
deep.
second base. I will. I will live on second. I will live on second base with that man for the rest of my life. And they'd be like, "Oh, but
Mm,
great things are home." I'd be like, "Mm-mm, we're staying. We're staying here." No, I
understandable.
like that. I like that. I am so biased, and so it's going to come out biased. But where everyone's like, "Well, there's two sides of the story." Not here. Not here. My baby never did anything wrong. She was perfect. Um, they were haters. She was flawless. There were
Mm.
no errors. There were zero errors on Amber's part.
Uh,
It
You're being
didn't take
silly.
two to tango.
Right.
It was just in every single circumstance. It was
Mm.
the guy's fault. And is that your fault that it was all their fault?
No, I mean, just kidding,
Can
right?
you claim that? Are you confidently
Mm,
claiming that?
90%.
I think that you did some really amazing things of putting your child first and
Thank you.
offering as much grace and compassion to some situations that um, tried to push that off. And
Mm,
watching you do that, I learned a lot along the way. I know you learned a lot along the way. And I think growing up, when we would hear about people getting married two, three, four, 5 times, there was that immediate judgment. Jay and I always talk about,
mm,
walking through it and realizing that, you know, yes, your fiance is marrying someone that has been married 3 times before. But I'm sorry, somebody sometimes that is marrying somebody that's never been married is not becoming a partner with somebody that has walked through at least 3 gigantic fires, if not 20.
mm,
And to me, I'm picking the person that's been through those fires as my partner. I want somebody that knows what it takes with bloody knuckles to scrape forward the way that I've watched you. I want that person as my partner over someone that's never been married. I'm picking you. I'm going you
well,
every single time.
thank you for saying that. That means a lot.
Hmm. Well, I mean it. I mean every second of it, and I can't wait to see you finally get your happily ever now and after. Um, you
Yeah.
and I were talking the other day, and you and I both got into a little bit of a deeper funk with alcohol and addiction, just like a lot of people did over pandemic.
Hmm.
Do you want to share with us what you're willing to share about that? So I think it's
Yeah.
really helpful.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, like you said, it was one of those things where as an adult you drank socially, and then the pandemic came, and started working from home. And when you, instead of stopping on the way home from work to have a drink with your coworkers to let the traffic die down, you would
Yeah,
just make a drink at home sometime, and it would get earlier and earlier, in the day, and it became an everyday thing.
yeah,
um to where it was just like if you come home from work and smoke a pack of cigarettes to decompress.
yeah,
You come home from you at the end of your workday, and sometimes before the workday ends, you fix your drink, and it just
yeah,
became an part of your life, and you don't realize that it does that. So then you're taking a drink to the baseball game, so, and
hmm,
then it's like everything that you do, everywhere that you go, you're thinking about what you're going to bring to drink. It's
hmm,
always there. It's just like this clutch, or this or crutch.
yeah,
So much so that you're functioning perfectly fine for the most
hmm,
part. But what you don't realize is that you're really not, because your 14, 15, and now 16-year-old son can't can't really be a 14, 15, or 16-year-old. He's got to make sure his mama's okay. you
hmm,
know so
right,
so it all came to a head in the worst possible way, to where everybody was involved, both sides of the family, all the parents, everybody. So,
Mm-mm.
um, all the kids, all the parents. I mean, so it was just a something that I never, ever, ever, ever wanted to ever happen again, and I never wanted to hear the things that my son had to say to me
Yeah.
to get me to come to my senses. I never want to feel that again.
Right.
So I made a decision August 6th of last year
Yeah.
that that was not what defines me. That was I do not alcohol does not define me, and that's not my identity, and I certainly don't want Brayson to have to worry about that anymore. And I'm crazy and silly and cuckoo, and I want for like if I'm going to act that way around him or in front of people or at a game, I never want him to wonder if it's because I'm drinking or I just want him to be able to say, oh, that's just my mom. She's crazy. She's silly. I
Mm.
never want anybody to, or especially him, to have to
Yeah.
wonder what's in my cup.
Mm-hmm.
So I just
Right.
nixed it, nipped it in the bud. And
Isn't
I
it
have,
wild? Isn't it wild the worth that you get from A, that it was the person that's the most important to you coming to you and saying like, I need this from you. And so to meet the needs of the person that you love more than anything meant laying down something that you were so in love with.
Mhm.
But I feel like in the same way is why we loved it. I don't know if you're like this, but my head goes a million miles an hour. And it is the wildest show you guys would ever be able to happen. It all just like a little ball coming down a stairs.
Mhm.
Like, did you remember to do that? Did you really say that to that person last week? Are you going to go to the flip house and do that? You're definitely not good enough to do that if you wanted to. Do you feel like the kids are going to see you a lot when they're adults? I mean,
Mhm.
it's like it just goes and goes and goes. And so, with a glass of wine and Netflix, that stops. And so,
Exactly.
yeah. And so,
Mhm.
anything that you can grab, like that pack of cigarettes or a gummy or
Mhm.
um one of my girlfriends has this acupuncture pillow that she lays on and she was like, when I lay on this, not a single thought. And I was
Mm.
like, we're all we're all just chasing the escape from that,
So
um
true.
and and that's another thing that when we were not in addiction, judging people for addiction
Mhm. Mhm.
and
Mhm.
and so essentially, you do have to say, tonight, I choose the racing mind and the
Yep.
racing thoughts. I
Yep.
choose to do the right thing. I choose to not grab that vodka soda. And tonight, I choose those thoughts. And that's a really hard thing to do because then you have to recruit all of these other emotional tools to deal with those when you could have just grabbed a glass, you
Right.
know?
Yep.
Um, Amber and
Absolutely
I
right.
talked about Amber and I talked about this last month when she and I had a long talk, and she was telling me about what had happened, and it was uh, I think that we're in each other's lives like this, um, almost like little dominoes, little interactions that we have and little conversations that we have and seeds that we plant in each other's minds. I mean, there's probably things that you said to me 25 years ago that I think about weekly, or the way I curl my hair, or you know what I mean, things that we had all that those years ago that I think about you on the daily or on the weekly. But right after you and I had that talk, my entire family was around the kitchen table and I had had a glass of wine, and it was just enough for me to go and tell a story about one of my kids and not have that little buffer, that little editor filter that said, this is funny to you. This is not going to be funny. It's going to be funny to you and everyone, but it's not going to be funny to that kid. That
Mm.
wine took that little gate. It just opened it. Like,
Yeah.
no, say it. Say
Right.
it. She'll love it. And,
Right.
as parents, we tell these funny stories because we love the story. We think it's funny. We love our kid. We love our kid more because of the story. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's like we're like so ready to say it. And I'm watching my kid's face just absolutely. She was so happy. And she went from so happy to me telling the story. And that was it. That was all.
Mm.
So I brought back to memory the things that you had said and got up the next morning and just kind of put everything I just said to paper. Just
Mm.
hadn't journaled in so long. However, I talk about journaling every day. I talk about it.
I
I
talk to
was like,
myself about it too.
I'll say, I'm going to put pen to paper about that. I'm going to
Mm.
put pen to paper about that. But I don't put pen to paper. No, even a pen is in my hand. I have to have a pen and it does not hit paper. And so the next morning, I just titled it, I Hurt So and So's Feelings.
Mm.
And then at the bottom of that week of journaling, I would just always write the sentence, I'm not going to drink wine today. And
Mm.
to get ahead of that, And so I thank you for A, being in my life, B, still being in my life, and C, sharing those intimate moments with me um, that are vulnerable for you to tell me about because it became a part of my life like the very next week.
Mm.
So
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
thank you. Yeah, they're so important to us, those kids.
Ugh, right. And now I have four more, so that's super
Ah,
exciting.
tell us. And you finally get to be a stepmama with me, which makes me so happy.
Yeah, like it's awesome. We have a 21-year-old in college,
Okay,
a high school senior, 17
okay,
or 18 high school senior, um, a s- a sick Brayson who's 16,
yes.
junior, a
He's
16 September,
October, September.
yeah, a 16-year-old sophomore, Cullen, and then the 10-year-old daughter named Lily.
10-year-old. Yep. So now she has a Lily. Our oldest is named
Mm-hmm.
Lily.
Right.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it's
And
awesome.
do you guys have any plans for that big old rock on your finger?
Um, he probably has more than me, just
For
because
real?
it's you know it's
Yeah.
it's his second forever, So
Yeah.
I just want to sail off into the sunset and have a
Sure.
little private ceremony with the
Sure.
intimate with the immediate family and a dinner party on the this yacht that I'm imagining that we have that we don't. So
Sure. The Nigeria
and
yacht.
yeah, and then come back to shore and have a big party, like wherever that shore is.
Yes.
It could be Gulf Shores, or it could
Right.
be the shores of Tripoli. I don't know, but um,
Will you
that's
get
my
that?
that's my dream. Maybe
Can you get it? Okay. Will
it's
you win this
possible.
one? Okay.
I have already won in so many
Mm-hmm.
ways. It's
Mm-hmm.
I could speak a whole nother 24 hours
Yeah.
on all the winnings that
Yeah.
I've have. So
Right.
I'm I'm thrilled. He's I can't wait for you to meet him. He's everything I ever wanted and never knew it. So
Yeah.
he's wonderful. And his
I'm
kids
so excited.
kids are even better.
Yeah. You're going to love it. You're going to
Already
love
do.
it.
Already do.
It's just the coolest thing because if they have a mama, meaning she hasn't left this earth, or
Mhm.
if two are present, you don't really have to step into a disciplinarian role because they don't. If mom and dad are allowing the behavior, why would you, as a third, swoop in and correct it?
Mm,
There's just no
mm.
reason. So then you just finally get to be like the
The cool
support.
aunt.
Yeah, the cool aunt, you're so perfect for saying that, and then you realize you can kinda look at it as, God saw the situation and knew it needed an Amber, and so then you have to realize what about you were they needing, which is all of you, and they won the stepmom jackpot, and so you'll kind of try to fit into this mold or this mold so that they'll like you or so that it works and it's not you'll make yourself smaller so that you fit the situation. And God's like, no, 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 no. Like
Yeah.
I sent you, so I need you to show up just the way I sent you. I would have asked someone smaller to come into that situation if that's who
You,
I was asking for.
that's amazing that you said that. And because that's exactly what I've been doing, just trying to be in the corner, just, like support,
Yeah,
support, support. And
yeah,
and Wade, my fiance, is like, no, you're a Weller now and you need to act like it. You are
yes.
you need to
Good
be just
man.
yeah, you need to be
Yeah.
just as uh big as everybody else is.
I'm so glad. I wanted to just we talked last month and I was like, God, I wish we would be on the mics right now because we just have so much fun every time we talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a certain way that I like to finish each of our episodes. And because my podcast is about this, connecting with each other and feeling so much better after doing so and um looking for that connection in everyday life. And so the way I like to finish a show is, what is one way that you felt connection this week that really surprised you?
Okay. Can I ask you too? But I'll go first.
Yes.
Um, Actually, it was probably with Lily. So she's here with me.
Aw.
Yeah, she's here with me all week. And we've spent time together, of course, but not extensive amount of time. And I'm in Lake Charles, where I get to work from home. So on the weeks that I don't have Brayson, I come to Lake Charles to be with my fiance and Cullen. And Lily is out of school in Watson this week, so she came with me. And it's aside from all of that and just the uncomfortability that is there, because I know that feeling. My parents
Mhm.
divorced right around the same time as I was. She's 10, I think I was 11 when my parents divorced. And your parents, nobody's ever going to make you feel like your parents, right? You're never going to be as comfortable around another mom or another dad as you are around your mom and your dad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So so I know how that feels, and she's the most amazing, sweetest girl on the
Mm.
face of the earth, because even with her probably things that's going through her mind, she never speaks of anything out loud because she doesn't want to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
She's tiptoeing around that as if she's an adult. She's so
Mm.
so all of that has been happening, and then on top of that, it's the busiest week of my life at work.
Really?
I am glued to
Mm.
my computer all day, every day this week. So she's out of school, stuck in this apartment. We don't have a car because we're letting, the other one take it to school, and hasn't complained 1 second. And
Mm-mm.
and in a way, in my mind, I thought it was going to be I was approaching this week with anxiety and fear,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's
because
a first.
it's a first and she's coming with me, and it's not even a good week. Like, I don't even have a lot of flexibility with work at all, nor do I have a vehicle, even if I did have flexibility. So
Mm.
this precious little 10-year-old girl is being amazing about all of it. And then also in
Yeah.
the meantime, we're able to um can you help me with this, and can you help me with that? And getting ready for the podcast, even I was like, okay, we got to have everything's got to be ready to go. And we no. So on top of everything else, she's having to sit quietly while I'm in
Yeah.
work meetings all week and on
Yeah.
camera and audio and this and that and the other. So she's been an absolute dream. And all of the thoughts that were going through my mind about how scary this week was going to be for me and more for her,
Mm-hmm.
it has just turned out to be really precious. And
Oh.
she's made things for me just like she's made things for her dad. You know how I remember doing the same thing when I was growing up, like making little notes for everybody in my family. But and I got some too. So it just melted my
Oh,
heart.
Amber, that is
So
so nice.
I'm about
You
to
sound
cry
like
just thinking about it.
yeah, it sounds like you both won the jackpot, and
Like I've
that's
always wanted a
awesome.
little girl, and I get
Oh,
to have one.
shoot.
And like just like you said earlier, not only do I get to have one, I get to be the best version
Yeah,
of her of it.
yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's so awesome.
Yep,
It's been really special. Even though she might have a totally different perspective about this week, and I keep telling her it's not always going to be like this, But
sure, sure.
so, but I
Oh,
had a great experience in spite of
that is
everything else.
so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Our Lily was always our biggest cheerleader. Has always been our biggest cheerleader. She would while some kids were trying to figure out what this was, Lily was like writing papers about her stepbrother and what he meant to her. And like
Oh,
we just always thought Lily was sent to like help this blended family
mm,
in the same way, Jay's daughter, she's just nice to everyone. Like she's kind of I would say she's kind of our glue. She's nice to Cash. She's nice to me. Like she doesn't never get an attitude with me. She loves her dad. And I mean, she just, if you draw a line from her to the other six, she kind of has the record for that being the strongest. Now, we're 8 years in, and they say it takes a good 6 years to
mm,
blend a family. And so we're 8 years in. And so some of our most problematic relationships have become beautiful. And so to watch the evolution is way more special than, not to discount Lily, my Lily, but the evolution, a bad relationship in a movie that evolves into being best friends is
right,
just so meaningful. Like it has been so meaningful to watch like the evolution of things. It gives you a greater appreciation. And that kind of leads me to my moment that happened this week. We had our cat, do you say neutered or
mm-hmm.
spayed? Spayed?
It dep- does it depend on
His
the gender?
I don't know. We got his nuts cut,
Okay,
and
neutered, I think.
it's a it's a feral rescue, and so she said, you know that I need to clip his ear." I said, "Yeah, yeah." Thought they would just like clip it like a calf.
Oh,
Well, she lobbed the top of it, and our cat is beautiful.
mm,
And so I almost like kind of teared up when I saw him. I was like, "Gosh, you're so pretty." And Jay's like, "It gives him character or whatever." Well, we were sitting we were sitting up here in this loft watching a show, and Jay was on the phone with his son, and that's Jay's best friend. Jay's best friend is his son. His son's best friend is Jay, and he likes me fine, but
mm.
he could last without me. It would be fine. And that's not even nice to say because he's so cool, but I'm just saying like I'm not really like, I'm not his person. And
Right.
it's been a relationship that I've wanted to work on all these 8 years. And we were sitting there and my phone rang. They got off the phone. Jay and his son got off the phone, and my phone rang, and it was him.
Mm,
And it's odd to say that he hasn't called my phone in 8 years. I don't know if he has. And if he has, it's been, where's dad? Where's dad?
yeah.
He's never just called me just to talk to me. And so
Mm-hmm.
it was so small,
That's
but
awesome.
I just got off that phone and I was just like, oh my God. And Jay's just like shaking his head like, that's good, huh? That's some good stuff. And I was like, so Henley just called me and like I just burst out crying. And
Right.
these kids, they have no idea, what
Right.
the the little power that they hold, but
Right. So
I just
true.
thought my mom, all grown up, my mom would say, it doesn't take much to entertain you. It doesn't take much to entertain you. Because I would get excited about little things. Like, I don't have a great example, but like the tag that would come on a shirt, I'll be like, look
Yeah.
at this, like I just, little things would just wow me. And my kids are the same way. And so I'd tell them the same thing. And I just walk around this earth being like, I don't feel like I require much, like I just need these little basic things to fill my heart. And as a stepmama, you don't always get those things.
Right.
A lot of times, by no fault of theirs, you can feel discarded
Yeah.
and ignored and unloved.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anything they're doing. It's just the situation. It's
That's
just
right.
the gig,
Yep.
the parts of the gig.
Yep. Because it
And
happens
so,
on the other side too. Like as a having a stepmom growing up
yeah,
is that
yeah,
they could not cut your meat properly and
mhm,
I'm done, you know?
yeah,
Like
right. And things could be good for like 3 years, and then the meat, and then that's
exactly.
it.
Like that's it. You're dead to me. Like you're dead to me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
so it's
yes.
tough. It's tough.
So when he says guard your heart, I think that's what he's talking
That is a
about. Is
fact.
like, yeah, like this all could come crashing down with a cut of meat.
It's just that easy. It's just that easy.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah. But I know my little girl, she had a job. She just got a job. And the first 3 nights, she was like, I love it. I love my job. I love it. I love it. And on the fourth night, I hate it. I don't want to
mm,
work here. I hate it. And so I was just trying to teach her, whether you love it or you hate it, you're right. You go into that job saying you love it, you'll love it. You go into that job saying you hate it, you're gonna hate it. Like,
yeah.
you're the one that supplies the information for your mind. And in talking about these things of connection that wow us and fill our cup and cause us to tear up, even just reminiscing about it, I feel like that is um, so helpful for us to walk around looking for those connections. And even sitting here and talking about them, you're surveying or you probably did today, you're surveying your whole week. Like, what happened and
Right.
when did I feel that spark? And I think just the practice of looking for those things, um, causes you to look for more.
Yeah.
And I think that is a huge key.
That's true. I never thought about it like that, but you're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's it's something that we need to be more aware of. Um
Mhm.
because if if it's something that we're not even thinking about, maybe it's something that somebody else is thinking about and that connection meant something really special to another person. So
Yeah.
it's good to
Yeah.
have that always in your mind and trying to connect as we go.
But real quick though, I do want to tell you thank you for fitting us in during this busy week, because that it makes my heart sing that you would make room for us. And thank you guys for tuning in today and to all of the other episodes. Y'all are, um, you move me. You move me every single week. The messages that you send, and the screenshots of you going down the road listening to the podcast. We just wanted to bring something to you that um, made your day better. And I hope you guys enjoyed listening in on our conversation. And we love you guys. And we're going to see you again in a couple of weeks. Bye, Burr. Love you.